Hi everybody and welcome to a Grimdark Future Firefight battle report, where a human defense force squad will fight a mysterious cult gang. There are not many stable surface areas left in the Legatos Sector to maintain operational facilities or headquarters for operations. Lieutenant Armando of the Dark Brothers has scouts all over the sector, and they have recently found a facility seemingly untouched and with power. A human defense force special unit is sent to the facility, and the mission is to secure the power generator and establish a safe zone. But a facility with a working generator has not remained unnoticed, and a mysterious cult has seen the HDF arrive. They now plan to steal the power cells and shroud the facility in darkness. In charge of the special Human Defense Force squad is a company leader. He has a tough value of 3, he's armed with master pistol and energy sword, and he is a forward observer. And with him he has a sniper with scout and stealth, armed with sniper rifles. Then 2 veterans, one with a flamer and one armed with a regular rifle. Finally 2 infantry squads, and they are also armed with rifles. And the cult gang is led by a leader with a tough value of 3, armed with heavy rifle and flamer mod, and he has the cult icon upgrade. With him he has 3 veteran gunners, 2 of them armed with shotgun and 1 with a shred rifle, and then a unit of 3 fighters armed with shock pistols and toxin weapons. All of them have the cult gang upgrade, and that means they get the devout ability. The Human Defense Force has deployed as seen here in Section B, and the sniper has chosen the high ground from the beginning of the battle, and then 2 groups will try to go right and to the center of the complex. The cult gang has deployed in the upper right corner of the complex, and they have also divided themselves into 3 minor groups, and they have to defend the generator and keep the power cells hidden. The generator is right in the middle of the complex, and now with the power cells removed, it's not working. The power cells are scattered all around the complex. There are 4 power cells to connect, and if a unit seizes and controls a power cell, they can move with it, and the HDF can reposition the power cells in the generator. 1 more power cell is enough to establish power, but hopefully as many as possible. Let's see who will begin this mission. The HDF will use the blue dice and the cult gang the green dice. And it certainly looks like the HDF is ready for this mission. Let's go to round number 1. The sniper has already spotted that many of the cult members are armed with short-range pistols, so he will use his very long firing range of 30 inches to his advantage. He will target the veteran gunner on the first level of this building, and he will need a 2 to hit because of the reliable ability, and with a 6 he is certainly on target, but the veteran with a great defense roll, he will deflect the bullet, no hit. Next up, this cult gang veteran with shotgun will move to a power cell, and he will take control of it. He can move with it next round. As planned, one of the units of infantry will move to the right and stay in cover behind this building. The cult fighter unit will move closer, also in cover here, and they will have a great view over the generator and the center of the complex. The 2nd infantry squad will rush past the power cell here. They have another goal, apparently to intercept the unit of cult fighters. They hide behind the stairs here. The 2nd cult veteran gunner will rush past the other and the leader, and he's trying to reach the power cell hidden in this destroyed building. Then we have the flamer. He also ignores the power cell for now, and he hides between the buildings His flamer has a short range, but it is reliable, and from here he will be able to flame anybody who gets close to the generator. The veteran gunner, who previously was the target of the sniper, knows that the HDF will have to get close to the generator to establish power, so he hides behind the crates here. Second in command, the veteran here, will be the one to take control over a power cell, so he will be able to move with it in the next round and possibly establish power. Final activation of the cult gang is the leader. He advances to this position, and from here he has a line of sight to the first infantry unit. They are in cover, but he can take a shot anyway. He's armed with a 24 inches range heavy rifle, and he will hit on a 4. No hit this time. And the company leader will close the first round, and he will rush to the right and follow his infantry unit as a backup. And that concludes round number 1. A lot of movement. The HDF will go for the power cells, and the cult gang, of course, will try to keep them away from them. So far, no power in the complex. Let's see what happens in round number 2. The cult gang will activate first because they finished first, and the veteran gunner with the shotgun will move to the edge of this rock, and he will fire his combat shotgun 3 shots at the infantry unit. He hits on a 4, and he also has the devout ability. So a 5 is good, but the 6 is even better. It will be multiplied with 2, and the infantry squad will have to roll 5s to block. So one of the defense rolls is good, and then I forgot to roll for the extra devout shot, so we'll just roll one more here, and it's a 6. So in the end, 1 infantryman is hit and taken out. So the 2 remaining infantrymen could fire back, but they stay focused on the mission objective, and they rush towards the power cell and take it under their control. The veteran gunner with the shred rifle advances to the corner of the building, and from here he can shoot at the infantry squad. He has 2 shots with rending, and he will hit on a 4. And he is within devout range as well. But 1 regular hit it is, so an infantryman will have to roll 5, and that fails. Another infantryman bites the dust. The company leader activates, and he could use his forward observer on the flamer, but that would be of no use. He would fail with a roll of 1 anyway, so instead he advances to this crate and fires his master pistol at the veteran gunner. And he will hit with 1 of his shots. It's AP nothing, still the gunner must roll 5. And he's not able to do that, so he will be hit by the company leader's pistol. He will take 1 wound and go down and roll on the wound chart, and it's a roll of 3. He's stunned. And on the other side of the complex, the unit of fighters will advance behind the building, and they will also have line of sight to the infantry squad. They are armed with shock pistols. 3 shots, they will hit on a 5, and 2 hits, but no 6s. The shock pistols have the taser ability, so again, 6s are very useful. But still, the infantry squad must block the shots, and they are not able to do that at all. 1 is immediately removed, and the other one goes down with 1 wound and a roll on the wound chart. And with a roll of 6, the entire infantry squad is eliminated. And the sniper has seen all that, and he is eager to get some payback. So he will target the only cult unit underground, and if he hits, he will be immediately removed. Ooh, he needed a 2, and he got a 2. So that's a hit. And the veteran gunner is not stunned anymore. He's out. And this veteran gunner who took control of a power cell will move with it. He will advance 6 inches to the edge of the crater here. And even though he carries the power cell, he can still fire his shotgun. 3 shots at the infantry squad, and he will hit on 4s. And that's an incredible shooting performance. He will have 2 regular hits and 1 roll of 6, and he is within the 12 inches devout range, so that roll of 6 will be multiplied with 2. And the 2 remaining infantrymen must roll 4 rolls of 5 to get out of this one. Ooh, and they actually roll 2 good defense rolls, but that's not enough. One of them is immediately taken down, and the remaining one gets 1 wound, and he will leave his fate up to the wound chart. And he is stunned. And now this veteran will rush with the power cell to the generator, and he will put the power cell back and immediately get the power back on in the complex. The generator is up and working, but he is exposed. The cult leader will advance behind the stairs to the building, and from this position he has a few targets to choose from, but he will decide to fire at the sniper, because he is armed with a rather long-range heavy rifle. But he will need a roll of 5 because of his stealth ability. But never mind, it's a 6. He will hit and the sniper will not defend, but he will have a roll on the wound chart that concludes that he is stunned and still in the game. Now it's the veteran with the flamer. He has the reliable rule, so he will hit with a 2, and the only roll that could fail, and well, I'm out of words here. That was the last action of the second round, and somehow it was a good round for the HDF. They established the power in the complex, but on the other hand, they were really thinned out by the cult gang members, and I would be worried if I was the company leader looking into the third round. Let's see what happens. And again, the cult gang will activate first, and this veteran gunner will carry his power cell and charge the stunned infantryman, and that will immediately take him out. He now controls 2 power cells, but he can only move with one of them. So that looks good for the cult gang, but he is within charge range of the company leader now, so of course he will charge him. He is armed with an energy sword, and he has 2 attacks. He will hit with a roll of 4, swinging his sword at the cult member. And that's a disaster. He will not hit with any of his attacks. And now the cult veteran will fight back, and he will actually hit. He's not even armed with a close combat weapon, so he fights with his bare hands. But the company leader at least defends the attack. Not a good performance. I think I can safely say that the human defense force is under massive pressure now. And now the cult leader will charge. And with his bare hands, he will land 1 strike on the veteran, and he will defend with a roll of 6. And the reason for that is that the cult icon will give AP 1 to the cult leader when fighting in melee. So he takes down and gives 1 wound to the veteran, and he will roll a 6 on the wound chart. He just planted a fist right into his face and killed him with his bare hands. Brutal. The veteran with the flamer is beginning to look like the last hope for the HDF, and he will just be able to reach a position and advance 6 inches and fire his flamer at the unit of fighters. He will again need a 2 because he is reliable, and for once he hits. And the flamer has the blast special rules, so that will be 3 hits to the unit of fighters, and they will need 5s to block. So one of them will be able to cover himself from the flames. The others are burned. And immediately after, the fighter will attempt revenge. So he will charge with his toxin poisonous weapon, 1 attack, hitting on a 5, and no hit. And the veteran can fight back. He will also need a 5 to hit. He's not armed with any kind of weapon, but he uses his bare hands, and with a 4, he hits nothing but air. No one has yet approached the power cell here on the first level of the building, and the veteran gunner is about to change that. He rushes towards it and he will take control of it, and the sniper will get back up now. He cannot shoot, but he can see all over the battlefield, and he can see that the HDF is in trouble, because now they have to face morale tests. And the flamer has had enough. Even though he's a veteran, he will leave the battlefield. They are under half strength, and the sniper must do the same. And he's good, with a roll of 5. And finally, the company leader, he will roll a 6. So he is left on the battlefield with a sniper, and they are heavily outnumbered. The cult gang has positioned themselves and taken control over the central area of the battlefield, the generator and the power cells. It looks really, really tough for the HDF. It's round 4. And again, the sniper is the target of the veteran gunner. So he fires his weapon, and he will not hit. The company leader is desperate. He moves and he takes one power cell with him, and on top of the building here, heavily exposed, he can just shoot at the gang leader. So 2 shots with his master pistol. And one of them will hit, the other will fail. So 1 hit, but is that enough? And the gang leader will make a successful block. He is not hit at all. And that was just about it for the human defense force, I guess. Now a veteran gunner with a shotgun and a power cell moves to the top of the ruined building as well. And the shotgun is 3 shots, hitting on a 4. This could be over for the company leader. He's hit once. He has an attempt to block it, and it's good. So the shotgun shells fire all over the place, but the company leader is unharmed. Now the sniper will fire back. He will only need a 2, and he will land the shot. Let's see the defense roll. No. So finally a successful hit. They have exchanged shots all through this battle. Now the veteran gunner takes a wound and goes down, and that was the end of the battle for him. The sniper really does all he can, but I fear it's not enough. Now the fighter. He is armed with a pistol, and with 12 inches range he can fire back at the sniper, but it's nowhere near. So finally, the gang leader at the generator, he will take the 1 power cell that powered up the facility. The light goes out, no more power, and he runs away with the power cell. That was the end of the round, and the sniper has had enough. He fails his morale test and he is out. He leaves the facility, and the company leader, will he do the same? He will pass his morale check, but he will also realize the fact that he is chanceless now. He cannot bring the power cells back. That will definitely cost him his life, and even with that, there will be no guaranteed success. The mission is a failure. The Human Defense Force did not manage to get control over the facility, and the victory goes to the cult gang. Thanks a lot for watching this battle report. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I hope you'll join me for future bad reps.